Hi, today we are going to work on an application for Consumer Price Index, CPI. So you have an example to be able to finalize the applications posted for you. So Consumer Price Index, let's see a simple problem. Suppose a two-good economy, simplified economy, two years, 1997 that we select as a base year and 2003. And the typical consumer basket looks like the following. It has just two goods, medical checkups and frozen dinners. So suppose this consumer purchases 100 quantity in units checkups and at the price of $110 per unit. And then he also purchases 1,000 frozen dinners for $5 per unit. And then for 2003 later year, we have a change in prices from 110 to 150 for the first good and from 5 to 6 for the second good. So you are asked to calculate the consumer price index in the later year, 2003. And I wrote for you the formula here. Consumer price index in year T, our year T is the later year, 2003, is cost of market basket in year T prices, in year 2003 prices divided by cost of market basket at 97 prices, okay, earlier year, base year. So let's do the calculations. To be able to calculate the cost of market basket in each of these 2 years, we need a value column that we don't have here. Value, how much it cost us in dollars to buy those goods per year. We cannot add quantities in units and prices, not here, because there are different prices, different units. So we need to calculate value. Let's see, value. How much it costs me per the whole year to buy checkups? It's going to be quantity times price. Price times quantity, and then I'm going to drag the formula down. And this is how much it costs me to buy all the dinners for the whole year. So now we are going to have a column, total value for the year. And we are going to have a sum of these values over here. Sorry, the sum was supposed to be for this year value. Okay, 16,000 it costed me to buy those two goods all year long. Now for 2003 we have price changes, but we don't have quantities. Here you'll have to be able to, you have to remember from the theory actually that the theory assumes that the cost, the market basket itself, meaning how many goods and services I buy every year, stays the same or approximately the same. So in this case I'm going to just copy the quantities from here to here, and then I'm going to calculate the value for the later year. And then of course I'm going to do the calculations using the formulas in Excel for the value, and then do the sum over here. So now I know how much it cost me to buy those two goods in a later year. So of course I paid more than the previous year because we had an increase in prices over here. Now to be able to calculate the average price changes from 1997 to 2003, we have to calculate CPI. And CPI is cost of market basket in year 2003. So it's going to be plus this number divided by cost of market basket in 1997, which is this number. And then I multiply this number by 100. And that's my consumer price index. And the interpretation is in words that we have an increase in average price. The increase in average price from 1997 to 2003 was, what's above 100 is 31 0.25%. Okay, and we calculated the change in prices. Now, what about if you are asked to calculate the item weight in the basket for every year? How much relative to your income, how much you paid for each of the good, which is called the item weight? Well, let's do this exercise too. Let's create a column here and say items weight. So in other words, I spent 16,000 for these two goods in 1997. How much in percentage I spent for each of these two goods? How much? That's the item's weight. So we are going to calculate how much of this number is in total money spent for the year. So it's going to be plus this number divided by the total. And here, to keep the total the same, we have to use this correction in the formula. And of course, the two weights have to add up to 100. This is how you check if your calculations are correct. Plus this weight, plus this weight, 100 or 1. Good, so that's correct. And let's see, so we spent 68% of my total money spent on checkups and 31% on dinners. And we can do the same thing for the later year. Item weight. And we do okay, and then of course we check, and well, Excel doesn't make mistakes unless we make mistakes. Item weight is 1. So I think we covered all the grounds here on the CPI calculations, and you might have more complex applications with more than 2 items, but you can follow this example to do any number of items in a typical basket.